Hey friends, David Watts here. I wanted to show you real quick the Hsl filter in Luminar 2018. I don't know that I've used it enough like I should, and maybe that's the same for you as well. Maybe you'd like to find new ways to tweak your photos and to do some creative editing and just get a better look. Well, anyway, I hope this might help just a bit. You'll want to add the Hsl filter to your workspace. And just in case you're not sure where that is, it's in the professional section. That means you have to have a special license. I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's just categorized there, but add that to your stack, your filter, your workspace, and let's play with it and see what it does. So here's an image I took a couple of weeks ago at a friend's house. I really liked the way it came out. Just simple kind of still life. They had in their living room some really nice soft light, and even some nice light here in the background coming through this window. So I'm not touching anything else for the purpose of this video. I'm just showing you Hsl. So Hsl stands for hue, saturation, and luminance. And it gives us 3 separate controls within this filter for each and every color breakdown. So it's really quite powerful, and there's a lot we can do with just this one filter. So where you have in an image a particular color that's kind of dominant, so certainly green is prominent in this image, what you can do is come down here to the green slider. So we'll be set up or clicked on hue and just start moving this around, and you'll see what's happening to that green. You see, we've taken the hue of it, we've shifted the hue, the character of the color to the far left here, and made it much paler, much more like a yellow, if you will, or a gold. And if we shift it back to the right, you see we've gone to kind of a full throttle green, which looks cartoonish and quite horrible. But you can learn by moving these things to the extreme. And because we're dealing with aspects of the light in the image that correspond to green, it's very good in that it picks up, see the reflections here in the table that are green? They're green because they were coming in from this window. And therefore, as you move the hue, it's going to also change the color of those reflections, which is what you want. You could do some selective editing up here in the window. You could use a mask and desaturate it a bit, but then you wouldn't get the table correctly. It would still look kind of green, so it would start to look quite strange. But this will move it all together, so you see how powerful that is. So really too much and probably too little, but in a way you might like something in this area. It gives more of a sort of a neutral kind of tone, a brownish kind of tone. So that's how you might use this to shape the image. Let's put it back in the middle though. You just double click on the green slider there. And what I'm doing, you can do for any of the colors in your images. And this is really trial and error to see what colors you might want to tweak a little. This, moving the yellow all the way to the left, changes the character of the tabletop just a bit. And some things you'll find are not realistic, and some things will look quite nice. So you'll just have to play a bit. But right now we'll focus on the green because that is a prominent color in here. Let's look at saturation. So this is kind of the richness, the depth of the color. So we can do the same thing here with that green, and we can turn it down quite a bit to where it's almost like a black and white now, which looks a little odd, or all the way up to where it looks like a cartoon. And that's probably not good, probably not what we want. Let's set it back to middle. And then let's look at luminance, which is really kind of the brightness of that green. So look at it from this perspective. You see how we're darkening all that green, and now we're bringing up the brightness. So at the very basic, I just want to show you how that works. Now let's use them together real quick. And what I would likely do in this image, maybe moving it a little bit in this direction with the hue. And saturation-wise, let's just try. We've changed the character of the color with hue. We can still bring the saturation up a bit though. And now we can tweak the brightness of that green area. And so we can use this to try to get a balance, try to add a pleasing quality to our image. Let's look at it before and after. So we didn't make many changes, but I just mostly wanted to emphasize, sort of from a laboratory perspective, if you will, how this filter works. It's very powerful, and of course you can be doing this, all three dimensions of this, for any of the colors or all of the colors, but of course it can get a little confusing if you change a lot at once. So you want to experiment carefully with it. Anyway, I hope that serves as a real quick introduction or maybe reminder of what the HSL filter does. That's it for now. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.